Detroit Lions fans, Detroit Den 313 back. It's your boy Will with another episode of Detroit Den 313. Today, I'm hyped up. Today, I'm ready. We're talking about somebody special to me. We're talking about somebody special to the city of Detroit. We're talking about somebody who is, you see him on the thumbnail. I feel like he's very underrated, maybe one of the most, shall I say, underrated players in the NFL. And if I'm being honest, if I'm being absolutely honest, I gotta say that I even underrated my man David Montgomery, Demo, Chuck, Bruce, whatever you want to call him. Uh, I stood on this channel, and if you guys are loyal Detroit Den since the beginning, right? I was on this channel saying, quoted as saying that I thought coming into this season, Jahmyr Gibbs was going to be RB1. I thought that he would get the most of the carries this year. I thought that he would take a step forward after that rookie campaign that wowed us right in moments. I really believed that, and I really thought that Jahmyr Gibbs was going to turn into one of those guys that was similar to guys like Marshall Faulk, guys who are still playing like Christian McCaffrey or Alvin Kamara, even like a true dual threat, a guy that could line up as slot receiver, a guy that could also run a little bit in between the tackles, and obviously could really hurt you on the perimeter with his speed. I still think Jahmyr Gibbs, I think Ja is all them things, man. I still think that he's a special running back, but I also think that Demo saw what Jahmyr Gibbs was last year, and he said, "Listen, I know I'm a veteran. I know I've been in this league for quite some time now, going on season 6, I believe, but I need to step my game up because this young dog is nipping at my ankles." And that's exactly what he did. If you've seen the offseason stuff, you've seen the videos, him deadlifting 600 pounds, him putting in the work in the offseason, whether it was speed drills, whether it was agility drills, whether it was the weightlifting, he put in the work in the offseason, and it's showing this year. It's showing this year. Demo is a man amongst boys out there. And again, I'll say it, I feel like he is the most underrated player currently in this NFL. So just getting right into it. Uh we did a few stories on Demo throughout the time and his time in Detroit. Talked about him and the whole Chuck Bruce thing, the nickname thing. We've talked about him and where he falls in the RB1, RB2. But this season, to me, he's really he's not only stepped forward in Detroit, to me, to me, to me, and I'm ready to talk about it. So when I say it, start clicking those buttons if you don't agree. But if you do agree, you can click the buttons too. I think that Demo is RB1 in the NFL, period. I said it. I mean it. What can he do? What can he do? He'll take one to the crib, 80 yards. He can catch passes out of the backfield. He will run you the heck over. I think he could probably have an angry runs every week, right, of this season. Everything that you need, he can block. He can step up and block. Everything that you need a player to do at the running back position, Demo can do. And I would be remiss if I didn't put this thing in from last week, right? After the week before the bye week, Seattle, right? Yeah, I would be remiss if I didn't throw this in the chat, because if you're going to talk about Demo, you're going to talk about him just being a dog, you got to talk about this, man. You got to talk about this. And I'm going to say it in advance. RIP. RIP to my man, Devon Witherspoon. Listen. This was just nasty. Bang. That's just a grown man telling you there's a freight train coming through, and you should probably get off the tracks. Listen, Demo is built different. I'm here to chat about it. When you start talking about the rest of these running backs, I feel like as you talk about the upper echelon guys, all of them have a thing. Whether you're questioning their durability, whether you're questioning whether they're a team guy, if they're just, if they're one of those guys that's just after the dollars, if you're questioning their work ethic, it's always something with these guys. Demo is a true team player. That's first things first. From high school to college, to Chicago to Detroit, everybody talks about the type of teammate he is, the type of player he is on the field. And when you look at that clip, when you look at that clip, and if you've been around a lot of football or even just watched a lot of football, normally a guy that runs that angry isn't humble. He isn't a gentle beast, right? But Demo couldn't be more of a gentle man. Like he when you hear people talking about him, they talk about his work ethic, how he's always down to help out teammates. Every interview you see of him is talking about him and Jahmyr Gibbs, and people are trying to get some type of rivalry going. And he always talks about how he wants to help Jahmyr be the best player that he can be. Now, there's a competition there. They got a gentleman's competition, but they're both trying to be the best players that he can be. He even talks about how he learns from Jahmyr Gibbs, even though that he's a younger player, how these guys are helping each other. Like it's normally, I think of somebody right off the top of my head, Marshawn Lynch. Like if you ask Marshawn Lynch, you ask Beast Mode some of these questions, he's not going to be talking about his teammates. He's not going to be talking about anything gentle. He's going to be talking about running through your face, right? Now, it's amazing to me how Demo can cut it on and cut it off. So, I got another little clip that I feel like really just highlights who Demo is as a person on the field and outside of the field. I can't take credit for this. Kay Adams did an interview with him. She was asking him what's really important to him, what really gets him going, what really drives him. And this was his response. Here it is.
Pride, ego from what you think you want for what everybody else needs. Like having that point where you understand that nobody's ever going to remember how many like 1,000-yard seasons you have or how many touchdowns you have. Yeah, it might go down in the history book and it's always breakable. But I look at it like if we can get a Super Bowl, that's something that people going to remember. Like me having 1,000-yard seasons that don't create opportunities for the city of Detroit. But if we win a Super Bowl, when we win the Super Bowl,
when
it does like amazing things for the city of Detroit that like it's long overdue for this city. This is a beautiful city and people don't know how beautiful it is and how beautiful these people are and they deserve everything. So I think every time I get an opportunity to kind of go out there and showcase myself, I try to remove myself out of it and put it in a way to where like I'm doing it for the city of Detroit.
David.
What are we talking about? Demo is ready to put the city on his back, man. Like this guy. He is everything that you want out of a player. He's everything that you want out of a player. He's a fan's guy. He's a teammate. He's a tough, gritty guy that represents everything that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes want in a football player. He can do it all from the running back position. What are we even talking about? Demo, man, I salute you, man. I don't know what else to say about you. You should be getting all the flowers. You should be getting all the flowers. Honestly, at this point, I think that you deserve a raise. You're not getting paid enough. You're not getting the flowers that you deserve. There's a couple people that I got into arguments with in the comments earlier during the offseason about just the running back position and who Demo was and wasn't. And I got to tell you, I'm not beyond getting on here and saying I stand corrected. And I always thought he was a dog. Now, let's not get that twisted. I always said he was a dog. I just felt like Jahmyr Gibbs was in another class. And I'll stand on this. I don't think that Demo was the player that he is now last season. Again, I think he took this off season. He was serious about his business. He went to work and he came back the best running back in the NFL. Guys, put it in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Because I'm ready to go tooth and nail and argue for my guy, Demo, right? This guy, he's special this year. And I don't know, I can't speak for what it's going to be like moving forward. I know Josh Young, but I feel like as I'm seeing him right now, it looks like he's got a lot of juice left in those legs. So guys, leave it in the comments. Detroit Den family. That's it for this one. I'll be back with another one. Peace.